Today, I'm going to rank 5 investments retirees are often pitched and give you the no-nonsense answer so you can empower yourself when evaluating your options in retirement. I'm Eric Schrum. I'm a CFP professional and owner of Schrum Private Wealth Management. Let's jump in. Okay, before we get started on ranking these investments, I'm going to explain to you a little disclaimer here. These are general rankings, and I think this is very important to communicate first before we jump in just 1 second. Everyone is unique in their retirement planning needs. Could an investment I rank lowly be perfect for you? Yes, of course it could, but I'm giving you a general overview of how I view these investment options and actually often how they're used in the industry. So let's get started. Okay, number 1, mutual funds, and you get a double ranking on this one. So first, if you're invested in mutual funds in a retirement account, this gets an 8 out of 10. Mutual funds are not my favorite these days for a number of reasons, but in general, they're not too bad. Check the fees on mutual funds because mutual funds have different share classes and you want to be in the lowest fee class available to you. Now, if you're invested in a mutual fund in a taxable brokerage account, I'm going to give these a 6.5 out of 10. Not only are fees typically higher with mutual funds, their structure means they are less tax efficient than a lot of other options out there. Number 2, variable annuities, and I'm giving this a 1 out of 10. Yes, a 1 out of 10. Variable annuities are often great for the people selling them and not for those who buy them. Now, don't feel bad if you have a variable annuity. Not always, but very often they are loaded with hidden fees, subpar investment options, high surrender penalties, and long lockup periods. Could there be scenarios where this is a good fit for a retiree? Yes, but more often than not, I recommend steering very clear of variable annuities. If you're someone an annuity is maybe a good fit for, there are other much better options for you out there. Number 3, ETFs or exchange traded funds. These get a 10 out of 10. I'm a big fan of ETFs. Not only are there extremely cheap, high-quality options out there, these days, if you even consider yourself an active investor, there are so many options out there for actively managed ETFs, not just passively managed ETFs, which is what they kind of were known for a long time. Short and sweet, 10 out of 10 ETFs. Number 4, whole life insurance, and this gets a 2 out of 10. Yes, a 2 out of 10. Because in general, I am not a big fan of products that end up mixing life insurance and investing. Life insurance should be bought, in my opinion, to insure one's life, not for investment reasons. Whole life insurance, it often has high fees, hidden fees, low quality investment options. And if you want to access the cash value that you've built up in your whole life insurance policy, often you're required to choose between lowering your death benefit or treating that withdrawal from the cash value as a loan that you have to repay with interest. So basically, you're having to loan yourself money that you've already saved and then repay it. So at that point, who actually owns that money, you or the insurance company? Finally, number 5, term life insurance. And number 5, term life insurance gets a 10 out of 10. If you're going to buy life insurance, this is what I recommend. Pay a flat fee for a set number of years that you need insurance. And I often recommend people explore level term insurance. That means the premiums you pay are flat the entire time that you need the insurance. Term life does get much more expensive the older you get, like all insurance. And so a question that retirees and people nearing retirement need to answer with insurance in general is whether it's worth it to carry life insurance or if you've saved enough to essentially self-insure once you reach that age. Again, there are caveats and exceptions to each of these. Could a variable life insurance policy be a perfect investment for a particular person? Yes, of course, but this list gives you a good idea of how to think about the quality of the options out there and how they're often used when being pitched to retirees. Stay tuned for part 2 here. And if you are a retiree or someone who is transitioning into retirement in the next 10 years or so, you can reach out to us in the link in the description below or email me at eric@schrumpw.com.
The content provided is for general information and educational purposes only and should not be considered a recommendation of any particular strategy, investment product, or investing advice of any kind. Content is not intended to be and should not be construed as legal or tax advice and/or a legal opinion. Please consult a financial professional for your specific situation. Investing involves risks, including the loss of the entire principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The views and opinions expressed here are of the author and do not necessarily reflect the opinion of Schrum Private Wealth Management, LLC. Investment advisory services offered through Schrum Private Wealth Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.